When I'm in Moodle, you will see I've got my title page covered. Now if I want to add a resource, I don't add it in topic 1. I close the eyeball on that because I'll never have my students, I don't ever want my students to see the topic 1. I also don't want to have all of these other topics, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's go over here to settings, and let's change the number of topics to 2. 2 is basically, I use that when I'm in editing mode, and when I'm done editing my page, I turn it to topics 1. So I really don't need all those other topics. I also want to have any hidden sections that I close with the eyeball. I want it to be completely invisible to the students. I don't want it to be grayed out. I may also allow anybody into this course. This course is available to anybody, all students or anybody. And I can allow guests or anybody in who have a key to my class. And I can come up with the code, and that will be the code that guests or students use to get into my class. I'll hit Save Changes, and you'll notice I have 2 topics. One is grayed out. Students will never be able to see that. And then topic 2, I'll turn my editing back on. And keep in mind, if you are in student view, I'll change it over to student view just so you can see this. You only see topic 2, and that's because my eyeball was still open there. But topic 1 is gone, and that's because I had changed the setting so it said it was completely invisible to students on the settings. Turn my editing back on. And basically, this is where topic 1 is going to basically always be ignored. You'll never touch it. The eyeball needs to be grayed out. This is where I'll add resources. I always start with a book. This is really going to be the name of my course, Algebraic Thinking in Geometry. And I don't usually like to use chapter numbering, and I keep things visible, and I save and display. It usually wants me to have a summary of my book. This book will describe how algebraic processes are used in middle school geometry. I'll save and display what I've just done. And I usually start off with just numbering my chapters of basically the topics that I'm going to be covering. So this will be chapter 1. We'll talk about algebraic processes with geometric patterns. And here's where I can talk or describe and incorporate images. This button, a lot of people think that means insert a file. It does not mean that. This is also where I can insert videos. So if I turn on the embed code, I can grab a video. I can go to YouTube, and I could find a YouTube video on geometric patterns. And once I've got my YouTube video found, hopefully it's a fairly clean one, and let's say I liked this one, I will just right click, I'll hit copy the embed HTML. Once again, that was copy embed HTML. And I'm going to go back to my site. I'm going to turn this on, and I will incorporate this button right here means the embed code can be put in, and I will just paste the embed code in. I will type in center in the front of it and center in the back of it. All that will do is center, and then when you put the forward slash right there, or the brackets in the forward slash, it allows you to center that YouTube video. And I will hit Save Changes, and you will see I've basically created chapter 1 with the video, and if I want to go back in and edit, I always can, and I can add text and words just by spacing down and adding text and titles and anything fancy I would like. Let's say I really love my book. I want to add more chapters. I can add more chapters and do the same process as many times as I want. I will navigate back so you can add as many chapters as you want. You'll see that the book is right here. Now, I want this book to open when someone says, click here to enter site. So what will happen is I will right click on my book. And remember, I can always go back in and look at my book just by clicking on it. I can see how many chapters and whatever I've created here. Okay, I'll go back to my site. But if I want this book to open up whenever someone hits click here to enter site, I'm just going to right click. I'm going to copy the link location. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to edit the title page. I'm going to highlight over the words and I will hit the hyperlink button. I will paste in that link and have it open in a new window. And then don't forget to save. And what will happen is when someone clicks on click here enter site, it will automatically open up the book that I've created. Now, of course, if the students are in student mode and the editing is not on, we can see what the actual students would see. If it ever does crazy things like this, just kind of go back to your main page and you can switch your role to your student and see what students would see. And yes, they could see the book. It would automatically open up your book. I don't really want them to see the actual book icon here. I mean, that may not bother you, but it does me. So remember, when I'm in editing mode, I'm going to change it back to one topic at the very end before I finish editing. One other thing I'm going to show you is how to add resources. Topic 2 is where I'm going to add all of these resources. So whether I am adding a book or adding a link to a file like a Microsoft Word or a PDF document that has an assignment on it, or if I'm incorporating activities like little quizzes and stuff, anything that's here, you can right click and link it to anything else. So I can even link inside this book. So if I had another chapter that was chapter 2 is going to be homework assignments. And I can decorate it up real nice here. Change up your fonts, change up your, and I'll just call it chapter 2 homework assignments. And you can change the color, do whatever you want. If you want to incorporate a video, you can using the embed link. I'm actually just going to have assignment 1. And I might even make it be bulleted because I'm eventually going to have a whole bunch of these on here. Okay, I will go ahead and save that. That kind of gets me started. So I have a chapter 1 and a chapter 2 now. I'm going to go back over here to my main cover page. Remember, this is my repository where I'm going to put all my resources. So I can link it to a file or a website. And I'm going to call this assignment 1. And you could actually be more specific, but we're just pretending. You can describe it if you want to. And then you're going to go find it. Choose or upload that file. Now, I don't see it here, and it wants it to be here. So I have to upload it first. Browse and find it. And I could go find my, I'll just see if I can find something on my desktop that has an assignment in it. So maybe we'll just pretend. We're going to use the BDA article. And that's the assignment. And we'll hit upload the file. And there it is right there. I can choose it. And it'll automatically pop up right here as the file I've uploaded. And I'll hit save and return to course. And now there's the assignment 1. Remember, students can still see section 2. And what I'm really wanting to do is I want to link this assignment. So I'll copy the link location. I'm going to go back into my book. And I'm going to go into where the homework is. And I'm going to highlight over assignment 1. Hit the hyperlink button. Paste it in. Have it open up in a new window. Hit OK. And now that assignment is linked inside of my chapter 2 book. So let's see what ended up happening here. let's go to, now do not ever close the eyeball on section 2. We always want it to be available to students, because if you close the eyeball, not only does it hide it, it also makes it unavailable. So let's go over here and pretend I'm done editing my site for the day, and I'm going to change it back to topic 1 in my settings. And don't forget to save. And we're going to switch my role over to a student so I can see what I've done, and all they see is this link here, and they'll hit click here to enter site. Remember, it linked it straight to the book. I can click on the second chapter. Remember, this was also linked to an assignment, and it'll actually open up the assignment, or it'll have a pop-up window that'll ask them to open it. To navigate back, they can use these icons, or they can use these icons up here to go back to anything they were doing. But they can come back to this site, and that's all they will see. And so in summary, I know I went very quickly. I will turn my editing back on. Big things you want to remember. When you're in editing mode, you need to have 2 topics turned on, and you'll hit save. Whatever you decide you want to add, and I usually start off with a book, because this will actually be, this book will be linked to this right here, and you'll just turn that on, highlight what you want it to be linked to. So if I want it to be linked to this one, and then I can paste it in and hyperlink it. If I want to add hyperlinks and more chapters inside of my book, I can. You just need to be in editing mode, and I can add another assignment that will eventually be the hyperlink. I will save it for just briefly. I will go back to my algebraic thinking page. This is where I'm going to add all my resources that will eventually, I will right click on and hyperlink. So I could add another resource, right click on it, copy that link location, go back into your book, click on the icon here. Don't click on this one. Click on the icon, come back in and edit your book and find that link and hyperlink it again. And that will make your site look much more navigatable, because what will eventually happen is I will hide topic 2, and all the students will see is your main cover page, and they'll be able to access the book and any links you have from your repository. This will be where all your links go to. So that is a quick overview of how to make your Moodle more navigatable. And the very last step is to change it back to topic 1, so that if any students log in, they will only see my cover page. And I hope that wasn't too fast for you. Let me know if you need any detailed assistance.